رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله تعالى وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار وما قل وكفى خير مما كثر وألهى وإنما توعدون لآت وما أنتم بمعجزين ثم أما بعد عباد الله. Imagine if you have a machine working 24 hours 7 days, working for 50 or 60 or 70 years, day and night. Can you imagine a machine like this? Can any human being make a machine like this? Can anyone make a machine like the heart, which is beating day and night, 24 hours, every minute? It's beating for about 70 times. So in 1 hour, it's beating for about 2,400, 4,200 for 1 hour. It's beating for about 4,200 times, day and night. It doesn't matter what is the weather. It doesn't matter what's your condition. If you're sad, if you're happy, if you're sleeping, if you're awake, it's working. And this one muscle from hundreds of muscles that we have in our body. This one organ, one part from the incredible creation that Allah Azza wa Jal created in our body. A scholar said that the heart is sending or providing about 7,000 liters of blood daily. This small muscle daily, it's sending to our body, to every cell of our body, about 7,000 liters of blood in 1 day. What about a month? What about a year? What about all of your life? It starts working after maybe 4 months. Before you come to this life, before you see this life, Allah Azza wa Jal gave you this muscle, which is responsible for this great role in your life. How much Allah Azza wa Jal is caring for us. How much Allah Azza wa Jal is giving us and providing us from the blessing day and night, and we don't even understand. We don't even try to understand. Try to count the blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal created in one thing in your life. The blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gave you in one side of your life. Try to count the blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gave to you in your family, in your children, in your spouse, in your work, in your brain, in your heart, in your eyes. You cannot. No one can count the blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal is providing us day and night. And after all of these blessings, that it is uncountable, you cannot count it. If you try to count it, you cannot. It's impossible. After all of this, A lot of people think that it's enough to thank Allah Azza wa Jal one day in a year. That's it. If you thank Allah Azza wa Jal one day in a year, you're a great person. However, the reality is, if you try to thank Allah Azza wa Jal day and night in every moment in your life, it's not enough. Because even if you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every moment, if you are obedient to Allah Azza wa Jal day and night without any sin, this is another blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal is giving to you. That He guided you to be grateful to Him. In fact, this is the greatest blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gives to someone. The greatest blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gives to someone, that He guides him to be grateful. A lot of people, when Allah Azza wa Jal gives them money or health or family, good children, good spouse, good life, comfortable life, they think that Allah Azza wa Jal is pleased with them. And this is not true. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with you if He guided you to be grateful to Him. Because there are a lot of people, Allah Azza wa Jal is providing them with a different kind of provision, and He is not pleased with them at all. A lot of people are doing very horrible things, very bad things. They are very sinners. They are very criminals, horrible criminals. They are causing corruption in the ground, the land, day and night. They are not obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is providing them with different kind of provision. And this is not blessing for them. It is punishment for them. Do you know why? Because they will be asked about every blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gave to them. We will be asked about every blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gave to us. Yes, Allah Azza wa Jal gave us our life for free. But we are responsible for these blessings that Allah Azza wa Jal gave to us, because He gave it to us for great wisdom. To be obedient to Him, to be grateful to Him, to do good to ourselves and to others. And we will return back to Him, and He will ask us about this blessing that He gave to us, about this life, about these opportunities He gave to us. If we use that in a good way or in a bad way. So, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told us this clearly in the Sunnah. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إذا رأيت الله يعطي العبد وهو مقيم على معصيته فاعلم أنه استدراج. ثم قرأ سنستدرجهم من حيث لا يعلمون وأملي لهم إن كيدي. If you saw someone, Allah Azza wa Jalla is giving him, providing him with different kind of blessing, bounties, enjoyments, happiness, good life, But this person is insisting to do bad things, to be disobedient to Allah Azza wa Jal. So you should know this is a punishment for him, bad thing for him. Allah Azza wa Jal is leading him to the punishment of the hellfire. Not by force, but by his bad choice, by his bad deeds, by being ungrateful to the Creator subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Sustainer, who is providing us day and night with different kind of provision. Please, if you can come closer, please, to give a space for our brothers and sisters. Jazakumullah khair. So the reality that we should understand day and night, that the greatest blessing that Allah Azza wa Jal gives to someone is the guidance. For this we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us by giving us this great gift. Every prayer, every rak'ah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the perfect description of this great path in the Quran. You cannot follow the straight path, which is the religion of Islam, which is the religion of all prophets. You cannot follow it except by understanding Quran and understanding the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because if you are asking Allah Azza wa Jal day and night to guide you to the straight path, and Allah Azza wa Jal is hearing you, every rak'ah you recite this verse, Allah Azza wa Jal is hearing you. And He promised that whenever you ask Him anything, good thing, He will give it to you immediately. In the same time, وَقَالَ رَبُّكُمُ ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Allah Azza wa Jal told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to tell us that He said, that Allah Azza wa Jal said, ادْعُونِي أَسْتَجِبْ لَكُمْ. Ask me, I will answer you. Immediately, in the same time. For this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in the first verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, Alif Lam Mim, then after this verse, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. If you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every rak'ah to guide you to the straight path, are you honest? Are you really searching and seeking the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Or you just reciting it without understanding its meaning? Are you really want the guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So here is the guidance. This Quran. Why don't you spend from your time as much as you can to learn this Quran? If you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala every rak'ah to guide you to the straight path, here is the straight path. Here is the best description for the straight path. The Quran. How many verses you recite from the Quran? How many verses you understand from the Quran? How many verses you practice, you live your life according to the guidance of the Quran? If you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala day and night to give you a good son, a good children, but you refuse to marry, so how do you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you children? From adultery? According to Islam, if a man has a children from adultery, he is not considered as his son. According to the majority of the opinion of the majority of scholars, he is not your son. If it is from a relationship outside the marriage, without marriage, except if you repented to Allah Azza wa Jal and asked Him forgiveness. If you didn't know this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive you. So again, if you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide you to the straight path, why you don't understand Quran? Because it is the best description for the straight path. So you need to spend more and more from your time to understand the Quran. Otherwise, we are away from the guidance that Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed as a light for our life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from this, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to follow the guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. الحمد لله وحده وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على من لا نبي بعده وعلى آله وصحبه ثم أما بعد. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the guidance of the Quran, He told us about the places that we can get this guidance. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the light of the Quran that He gives to whom He wills, He told us about the places that we can find this light, this light that we can get this light. He said subhanahu wa ta'ala, الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع ويذكر فيها اسمه يسبح له فيها بالغدو والآصال رجال لا تلهيهم تجارة ولا بيع عن ذكر الله وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة يخافون يوما تتقلب فيه القلوب والأبصار ليجزيهم الله أحسن ما عملوا ويزيدهم من فضله والله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. It's a great example for the guidance, for the light that Allah Azza wa Jal gives to whom He wills. There is light in this life. And according to how much you collect from this light in this life, you will find it in the darkness of the day of judgment. The day of judgment is full of darkness. When you come to the time that you will pass over a bridge to go to the paradise, and this bridge is over the hellfire, and most of people will throw, because of the darkness, because of their bad deeds, no light except the light that Allah Azza wa Jal gives to you according to your deeds, according to the amount of light that you gathered, that you collected in this life, to take it with you in the other life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, في بيوت أذن الله أن ترفع, in this masajid, in the masjid. If you are seeking this light, it is in the masjid. You need to come to the masjid as much as you can to collect from this light. When you come to the masjid to pray, you are collecting from this light. To the time that there is no light except the light that Allah gives to people according to their deeds in this life. Every time you come to the masjid to recite Quran, to learn about Islam, about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, about the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to pray, to spend time to please Allah Azza wa Jal, to get closer to the Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you more and more from this light. فنسأل الله عز وجل أن يجعلنا جميعا من هؤلاء وأن يجعلنا جميعا من الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اجعلنا هداة مهتدين غير ضالين ولا مضلين. اللهم قنا الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم آت نفوسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان واجعلنا من الراشدين. اللهم انصر عبادك المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم كن لهم مؤيدا ونصيرا وعونا وظهيرا. اللهم صن أعراضهم واحقن دماءهم واحفظهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم. اللهم أعنهم ولا تعن عليهم وانصرهم ولا تنصر عليهم وامكر لهم ولا تمكر عليهم. اللهم أعطهم ولا تحرمهم وزدهم ولا تنقصهم. اللهم ثبت أقدامهم وسدد رميهم. اللهم سدد رميهم. اللهم قوي عزائمهم. اللهم أنزل عليهم النصر الذي وعدت به عبادك المؤمنين. اللهم أنزل عليهم الدفء في هذا البرد الشديد. اللهم أطعمهم من جوع وآمنهم من خوف. اللهم عليك بعدوهم. اللهم قاتل الكفرة الذين يحاربون دينك ويقتلون أولياءك ويكذبون رسلك ولا يؤمنون بوعدك. اللهم خالف بين كلمتهم وألق في قلوبهم الرعب. اللهم أنزل عليهم من جزك وعذابك إله الحق. اللهم إنا نجعلك في نحورهم ونعوذ بك من شرورهم. اللهم اكفناهم بما شئت وكيف شئت. اللهم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك وأنعم على عبدك ونبيك محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.